Kahala Limla, Yaha Bashim Yasha Bashir Hakudash, and double on the Supremacy and Apostles. Thought Yahshua for giving the strength in order to make this video. And shalom to you, Oxen once more. And this video is pretty much pertaining to Ishmael, always having something to chew with us, man. Because Ishmael, you know the way he's always dedicated to his idol. That's really what it comes down to. So, just going to bring out some precepts pertaining to the vanity of Esau's dedication to, what they call their power, their idol. And of course, we know in the time to come, really, I'll play the video soon, but in the time to come, Ishmael's still going to serve Israel. That's the downright fact. So let me just play this, then get some precepts, and that's pretty much going to be the video.
When Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation. In return, when enemy comes and attack your country, you don't fight. We Muslims protect you. Subhanallah, for this little money? Yes. And you enjoy sitting in your homes and in your country and live your life normally. But the ruling is for Sharia. So you do not open nightclubs, you do not fornicate. If they refuse, then we have to fight. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take because you refuse. I give you two good options in the coming 40, 50 years when the Muslims become strong as they're supposed to be. When Muslims...
You see, Ishmael's got that pride in their flipping idol, man, in that book of theirs. And then, as I said before, their idol, because, that's what it is, man. But, they could keep dreaming. That's really the point of this lesson. The heathens can keep dreaming. The same way Esau thinks his system is going to actually last for that long. I don't know, years upon years upon years. He thinks that his kingdom is going to be never ending. The same way Ishmael, but the thing is, Esau's end is to be destroyed. The same way Ishmael, his idol, and his philosophies are going to be destroyed and wiped out as well, man. Ain't no one going to be worshipping idols in Yahushua's kingdom. That stuff's going to be cleared out. And if anyone attempts to, of course, they're going to get their judgment. Because we know the heathens are still going to go off, man. But it won't be as prominent as Esau's allowed it to be in this, in his kingdom, where you got all these philosophies to confuse people. So yeah, I already searched up, but yeah, this is the scripture here, Psalm 96 verse 5. For all the gods of the nations are idols, but the Lord Yahweh made the heavens. Of course, in the time to come, which really in Jacob's trouble just before Yahushua's kingdom set up, the nations will know Yahweh, man. First through fury, but then eventually, they will get a taste as well of blessings, which is through his people, man, through the elect, first and foremost. Then through Israel, because we know ultimately in the time to come, as brothers and sisters have had their dreams that in the kingdom, as Akim are going to check up on nations, because that's part of the service as well, to look over these heathen nations to see whether they're doing right or wrong. The thing is, we'll be able to have the power to bless them and to put judgment upon them as well. And of course, Yahweh will use us to do that. That's the point. And that is another way of which he will also be known as well, through his people. But then again, the key point was this: for all the gods of the nations are idols. Simple. Them calling on to Allah, which is A-L-L-A-H, not A-H-L-L-A, which Allah means power in ancient Hebrew, but it's spelled as A-H-L-A. In I think Arabic, I would say in their idol is spelled as A-L-L-A-H. But I'm saying that idol, it's pretty much vanity, man. That's really what it is. For all the gods of the nations are idols. The Hindus, the Sikhs, the Muslims, even in Christianity when they say Jesus Christ and God, that ain't their names either, man. If you ain't calling on Yahweh, Yahushua, pretty much you're just living in vain. That's really what it is. You ain't worshipping nothing. You're worshipping vanity, if anything. But yeah. So that's that. Let me see this. Because, you know, Ishmael's got a lot of pride, man. Ishmael's got a lot of pride. Colossians 2, verse 8. Confidence in their idol, I can say that as well. So it says, beware. This is really the advice for the Akim as well when navigating, because you will come across Ishmael, you know, the Muslims or Arabs, who will actually try and, you know, discuss with you and saying, why aren't you with the Muslims, man? If you have any controversies with the Christians, you know, because I've had some conversations as well, where, you know, sometimes you just gotta explain what you can to them, you know, bring out some precepts so they really are open to that. And yeah, ultimately, they'll, depending on how you roll, the thing is, they'll then just leave you, man. They wouldn't even want to try and argue with you, which is why we've got to get skillful with the precepts. But, you know, the point is, they got their own vain belief, and J man shouldn't be following this shit. So at the end of the day, they just gotta wait until really the Most High sends them judgment, because they ain't gonna listen. They think they know they're right, but they're not, which is all the Most High's programming at the end of the day. So Colossians 2 verse 8, behold, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the transition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Hamashiach Yahushai. And of course, that's also the Ishmaelite religion. That's also a tradition of men, man. That's why it's such a big religion. You know, it's still part of that broad way that leadeth unto destruction, man. You know, that's going to lead Jake, that's going to lead Israelites onto destruction, because they ain't worshipping Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Anything else other than Yahweh Bashim Yahushai is done in vanity, man. It will lead to destruction, because it's the broad path. Because as I said, it's prominent in this world, man. When I say world, I'm talking about, you know, Esau's kingdom, really, at this current state. So, you know, beware lest any man, Colossians 2 verse 8, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, you know, deception, to deceive, lies, after tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. Let's see how this is. I want to see what rudiments mean. That's why I'm going. So rudiments referring to any first thing from which the others belonging to some series or composite, whole take that arise, an element, first principle, letters of the alphabet as in the elements of speech, okay, the elements from which all things have come, the material causes. The elements from which all things have come, the material causes of the universe. The elements, rudiments, well, pretty much when it says rudiments, it reminds me of the word rudimentary. It's like the fundamental things. So rudiments of the world, man. The heavenly bodies, either as parts of the heaven or because in the elements of man life, there's, okay. But yeah, pretty much I think it's all about it's talking about the, you know, from the word rudimentary, man, fundamental things. Let me read that precept again, in fact. So beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, you know, the carnal understanding of the world, and not after Hamashiach Yahushai. You know, there's certain things that we understand that the world will not understand, that Ishmaelites will not understand especially. And that's why sometimes when you're trying to explain the scriptures to them, it's not everything that they're going to understand, man. That's why you can't just toss the meat, you know. Let's say for Jake was to come out of that nonsense, it would take some time, because Islam, man, that's a tough idol for Jake to come out of. Because you know how Ishmael would be dedicated to that stuff. But yeah, let me play something.
When Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation.
Yeah, man, the scripture say, beware, go be cautious, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. Colossians 2 verse 8, man. This is a philosophy. And of course, with vain deception, anyways, because it ain't gonna lead you to salvation. You know, it's a tradition of man. So we gotta be cautious. So when it says beware, it means be cautious. That's any man. You know, any man. So yeah.
In turn, when enemy comes and attack your country, you don't fight. We Muslims protect you. Subhanallah, for this little money? Yes. And you enjoy sitting in your homes and in your country and live your life normally. But the ruling is for Sharia. So you do not open nightclubs, you do not fornicate. If they refuse, then we have to fight. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take because you refuse. I give you two good options in the.
And obviously, you know, owning slaves is fine, man. You know, nations owned slaves back in the day, but of course, the ones who owned Israel, you know, they're gonna get their part anyways, man. Which means they're gonna get their payback. Israel's gonna get their payback on them. You know, scriptures do say in Leviticus 25 verse 40 that we're gonna own bondmen and bondwomen of the heathens that are round about us, man. You know, and Ishmael is for sure one of them. So let me get another precept too. But this guy is speaking with full confidence, and he says 40 to 50 years. What we're saying is we're going to be over all the nations after a certain prophecy, mark of the beast, which we're in that current time right now. You know, the technology is already in place, man. CBDC is already in place. All that needs to be done is those two things to fuse together: the microchip implant and the CBDCs. Simple. And that to happen globally, and it's all done. Then we know that's a matter of months before then Esau's kingdom, you know, his belly will be full, and the Most High is gonna clear everything up for Esau's agenda, man. He ain't gonna achieve nothing after that. So let me get something. I was gonna get something for that. Same way Ishmael's confidence is gonna drop. The same way the same way Esau's confidence is gonna drop. You know, I mean, he's the wicked anyway, so his pride is probably still gonna linger there despite the suffering. You know, that's still gonna be there, but you know, that's why he's gonna get multiple judgments, man. Double onto him. But the same way his confidence is also gonna drop. Is the same way Ishmael's confidence is gonna disappear as well, man. Because he ain't gonna have nothing after that when Yahushua comes back and the elect come down from those chariots, and everything is gonna be put in order. You know, this is why I'm bringing this precept, man. His confidence is vain. Psalms 2 verse 1. Why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? Simple. The reason why I brought it out because it's vanity that he's imagining, man. He's saying 40 to 50 years when the Muslims get strong.
In the coming 40, 50 years when the Muslims become strong as they're supposed to be.
Yeah, see? Well, he's got the confidence, but that confidence is in vain, man. That confidence is in vain. And, you know, the servants of Yahushua, those going to be looking at Ishmael like, you know, you do you. It's like like a boxing match where it's like, let's say you're in a boxing match, then you know how hard you've trained, you know how much strategy you've put into it, you know, making sure that you actually made your trainer effective enough to the point where you know you're in full confidence that your opponent, you're going to defeat them no matter what. No matter what side, no matter how they look, you know, to the perceived eye, you know, no matter what they say, you just know you're still going to annihilate them either way. It's the same way the servants of Yahushua, as they know the prophecies and have confidence in the word of Yahweh Yahushua, they know that Ishmael, whatever he says, you know, it don't mean nothing, man. You know, he's heard. He's heard. I think that's what it means, Ishmael, Yashamaya Allah, something like that. He's heard. But the point is, why did the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? You know, he's saying 40 to 50 years. We're saying the mark of the beast is right around the corner, man. It's here. It's just a matter of time when the Most High put Esau to declare this thing, man. Then, you know, we're going to see how much faith you're going to have in that idol, man. 40 to flipping 50 years. That time, man, Yahbashim Yasharatazar will already be in the kingdom putting you lot in order. You know, you lot will be serving under Israel. You ain't got no choice other than that. So yeah, man, let me see something. Why did the heathen rage and imagine the same thing? Hold on, there's something else. You see, when Yahweh was talking unto Yahushua, Psalms 2 verse 8, ask of me and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Yeah. Imagine that, Ishmael, man. Imagine getting dashed like a potter's vessel. Imagine a power, because you know that's coming, man. You know, Psalms 82 verse 6. Ye are gods, but ye shall die as men. In the kingdom, it's going to be a usual thing to see a power just knock off a flipping heathen, man, to death, fling their body to be casted near a stone like a potter's vessel. Imagine a clay pot casted to a wall. Now, replace the clay pot with a heathen vessel like this Ishmaelite right here that's talking with confidence. His body's obviously going to break, man. You know, so it's the same thing that we're going to be seeing on a usual basis, man, in Yahushua's kingdom. And it's going to be sweet because of the fact that we know what each vessel has done in their past lives as well. So it'll be a form of judgment too. You know? So that's there. Speaking of Ishmael, let's get to some origin. Let's see. Somewhere around there. Yeah, so I don't know if I want to read from here to verse 15 or just skip onwards. Yeah, you know what? I'll read from verse 8 and then up to 15. So this is just, relating to Ishmael and Hagar, which was pretty much the concubine to Abraham. So Genesis 16 verse 8, and he said, Hagar, Sarai's maid, whence comest thou, and whither wilt thou go? She said, I flee from the face of my mistress Sarai. Because, Sarah was pretty much getting down on, quite hard on Hagar, let's just say that. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, return to thy mistress, and submit thyself under her hands. And the angel of the Lord, Yahweh, said unto her, I will multiply thy seed exceedingly, that it shall not be numbered for multitude. And the angel of the Lord said unto her, behold, thou art with child, and shalt bear a son, and shalt call his name Ishmael, because Yahweh hath heard thy affliction. So of course, that's the origin of Ishmael right there, man. And he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. I was giggling a little bit because of the fact that you know how Ishmael is, man, with his flipping idol, man. It says his hand will be against every man, because if you're not on Ishmael's side, with his bullshit religion, the thing is with that, of course, he's gonna be against you as well, because you guys, as the scriptures say, how can two walk except they be agreed? The same way of Ishmael, man. If you ain't down with his nonsense, his idolatry, then of course he's gonna be against you. And he said, and every man hand against him, and you can see that in the comment section sometimes as well. In fact, let's see that too. Muslims trying to explain how peaceful their religion is. Yeah, they can push that out as well, about peace and whatnot. But you already know what's going on, man, with the situation in back over there in Israel. You got the Gaza incident. I don't want to say too many words in it, just in case. If like 1 year or 2 years, I don't even know, 1 year or in 3 months, wherever, a week, they'll take down this video if I mention too many words. But yeah, man, so watch me admit Islam is a mafia without saying the word mafia. The problem. So okay. So don't take this as a joke, guys. This quote is real. You know, like, many people know that it's also just a vain philosophy at the end of the day, man. You know, just as Christianity is as well. Islam is still up there in that nonsense. It's just a philosophy, one of the traditions of men. Yeah. Instead of condemning such teaching, some are defending this man. I am with China, Pearl, and Hungary. Obviously, people are going to have their carnal take to this. You know, but as I said, man, there's nothing wrong with slaves, but you got the wrong take, man, about you having power. Ultimately, the power is going to be in Israel's hand, starting with Yahushua. So it says, Genesis 16 verse 12, and he will be a wild man, his hand will be against every man, and every man's hand against him, and he shall dwell in the presence of all his brethren. You know, Ishmael, that's why they got such a strong brotherhood, man. Because of the fact that, you know, they all of them, they have so much dedication and pride and confidence in their idol. That's why they have their little brotherhood that they got. Which, again, is in vanity. But we're going to see how strong they stay during Jacob's trouble and in the time where Yahweh Shemeshah is going to be sending those apparitions as they flip and worship their idols and call upon their idol, man. So, Genesis 16 verse 14, wherefore the well, hold on. Genesis 16 verse 13, and she called the name of the Lord Yahweh that spake unto her, thou the Most High seest me. For she said, have I also here looked after him that seeth me? Wherefore the well was called Berlahairoi. Behold, it is between Kadesh and Bered. And Hagar bare Abram a son, and Abram called his son's name, which Hagar bare Ishmael. And Abram was 86 years old when Hagar bare Ishmael to Abram. I think the score is 20, so 20 times 4 is 80. So basically 86 years old. That's when when Abraham was 86 years old, that's when Hagar bare Ishmael to him. And obviously Abraham would have been strong in that time too, man. You know, to still conceive a child at that age as well. But, you know, that's just a little origin story for Ishmael, man. So let me get something. Get something else. So, you know, even when reading this, you start to understand, oh, okay, yep, this is Ishmael. You know, he's got his brotherhood, people against him because of his dedication to his idol. You know. So, yeah, the traits are there, that's what I'm trying to say. So it says, and as for Ishmael, I have heard thee, behold, I have blessed him. I will make him fruitful, I will multiply him exceedingly. 12 princes shall he beget, and I will make him a great nation. And yeah, man, Ishmael's got, you know, they're in power right now. You know, they got Saudi Arabia, they got Dubai, you know, all these other countries as well with the riches. But, you know, they're pretty much a great nation, man. They've got ambitions, man. They got their flipping, I think Saudi Arabia, they got their Neom line, man. You know, some ambitious thing that they wanted to get. You know, hold on. They got the Neom line. Neom. See, Saudi Arabia. You know, this is their ambition, man. This is their ambition.
For too long, humanity has existed within dysfunctional and polluted cities that ignore nature. Now, a revolution in civilization is taking place. Imagine a traditional city and consolidating its footprint, designing to protect and enhance nature. The line will be home to 9 million residents and will be built with a footprint of just 34 square kilometers. and we are designing it to provide a healthier, more sustainable quality of life. The line's communities are organized in 3 dimensions. Residents have access to all their daily needs within 5-minute walk neighborhoods. And the line's infrastructure makes it possible to travel end to end in 20 minutes with no need for cars, resulting in 0 carbon emissions. By leveraging AI technology, services are autonomous, saving you time and effort. Designed by world-leading architects, the line is 500 meters tall, 200 meters wide, 170 kilometers long, and housed within an elegant mirror glass facade. Intelligent solutions create efficiency and year-round temperate microclimate with natural ventilation.
Anyways, but that's their little plan there for Saudi Arabia. You know, even Ishmael wants to replicate the chariots, man.
Time and effort in 0 carbon emissions. By leveraging AI technology, services are
Ishmael
autonomous,
wants to have them chariots, man. I'm just joking.
saving you
But yeah.
time and effort. Designed by world.
But yeah, man. But yeah, Ishmael, you know, he's still got ambitions, man, to try and achieve, but he's still gonna be in vain anyways, because as Esau's kingdom coming down, no other nation ain't gonna go up apart from Israel. Simple as. So, you know, him being a great nation, you know, that's still a temporary time, because, you know, in our time, when Yahushua's kingdom is set up, Israel is gonna be the greatest nations of all nations, man. Simple. But yeah, let me see if I got any other preset I was gonna get out. Let's see. Actually, hold on.
When Muslims.
Okay, so Ezekiel. So like Ezekiel. So Ezekiel chapter 3 verse 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads. As an adamant harder than flint have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Now this, I know it's referring to Israel, but the thing is, the scriptures also say in 2 Ezra 6 verse 56 that the nations, the other nations, excluding Israel, of course, are a spittle, man, unto the Most High. So, of course, if the Most High said, you know, for regarding the 2/3, that they are, that the Most High is gonna make, the Most High said that he's gonna make our forehead strong against their forehead, as an adamant harder than flint. So, of course, if that's against our own people, which is 2/3, you know, servants of Yahushua against 2/3. The thing is, how much more harder will our foreheads be, our minds, our spirits be, against Ishmael, man, who's regarded as spit? You know, it'll be light work. That's pretty much the term to describe it. It'll be light work. So of course, really, we have no fear against Ishmael, because we know it's just about him just releasing air from his mouth. That's pretty much what it is, because the words from his mouth has no weight to them, apart from the fact that, you know, he's pretty much his words will really be swallowed up. That's really what it is. That's really what it is. That his words are going to be swallowed up, because they're all vain anyways. You know, you speak air, you're going to swallow air as well. But yeah, the point is, it's just worthlessness that they're speaking, especially when they dedicate themselves mentioning their idol, man. So really, the point is of this precept, that the fact that we ain't got nothing to be scared of their flipping idol, because it's non-existent. And of course, only Yahweh Bashim Yahshua's word also will stand, man. Speaking of words, let me see, what is that precept? Isaiah 55 verse 11. Yeah, man, see? So this is the Most High's word, man. So Isaiah 55 verse 11, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in thing whereto I sent it. So if the Most High has also said the gods and the nations are idols, you know, that's not going to return unto him void. Ishmael's obviously going to flipping, you know, swallow that, man. You ain't got no power. That's simply what it is. That is it. But yeah, let me actually see. Second Esdras. Second Ezra 6 verse 56. Yes, hold on. Second Ezra 6 verse 56. As for the other people which also come of Adam, thou hast said that they are nothing but be like unto spittle, and hast likened the abundance of them unto a drop that falleth from a vessel. And that's Ishmael, Esau, Ammon, Moab, Cush, all the other heathen nations. They're regarded as a piece of spit, you know, saliva. And you ain't got nothing to worry about. And that's really the point that I made in Ezekiel 3 verse 8. You know, about the Most High making our head hard against Israel. But of course, how much harder would it be against something that's regarded as spit, which is worthlessness, insignificant. So we ain't got no worries about it. Let me get this final precept and I'll close out. Bro, play that video again and that's it. So, Ephesians 4 verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie in wait to deceive. So of course, we're not going to be as them normal, typical vessels of the world that can just be tossed to and fro, man. When we're rooted in Yahweh Shai, you can't blow us over, man. Just like a strong oak tree rooted in the ground. All sorts of storms blow, but it's still rooted strong, man. The same way we got to be rooted strong in Yahweh Shai. And these precepts will help us to be rooted, man. Again, meditate upon the precepts diligently. What's that? Psalms 119, verse 4. Thou hast commanded us to keep thy precepts diligently. See, there's a reason why. So that we're rooted in the Kodash, in the scriptures, in the words of Yahweh Shai. And, you know, we get that protection, that shield that we need, man. But yeah, anyways, Akim, you know, I'm just going to play this video and that's going to be it.
When Muslims go and conquer the adjacent country, what do? We kill them all? No. The Prophet says, the first thing you do is call them to Islam. If they refuse, then tell them Allah obliged upon you to pay taxation. In return, when enemy comes and attack your country, you don't fight. We Muslims protect you. Subhanallah, for this little money? Yes. And you enjoy sitting in your homes and in your country and live your life normally. But the ruling is for Sharia. So you do not open nightclubs, you do not fornicate. If they refuse, then we have to fight. And if we fight you, then we capture you, you become our slaves, and we take your land, and you take because you refuse. I give you two good options in the coming 40, 50 years when the Muslims become strong as they're supposed to be. When Muslims...
Yeah, man, key point. It's all worthlessness and air that's coming out of him right now. His word is not anything to compete with the Most High's word, man. Well, we shouldn't be shaken by all of this nonsense that Ishmael's saying. But yeah, you know, that's pretty much it. You know, I'll read this one again and that's it. Ephesians 4 verse 14, that we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro, and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men, and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie to wait to deceive. I just want to see what slate means.
Strong's G 2940, Kubaya.
So that's the word right there, Kibaya. Right, let's see. Dice playing the deception of men, because dice players sometimes cheated and defrauded their fellow players. See? That's these idols onto Israel, man. Onto Israel, man. They read deceptions of men to try and trick Jake, to following the wrong path. Broad is the way to destruction. Anyways, that's the key point out here. That's the key point right there. Ephesians 4 verse 14. But yeah, Shalom. Well, halalim na Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashar Kodash with double on the screams on apostles. Thought they share for the strength and all to make this video. And gotta keep going, man. Meditate upon the precepts diligently. And Shalom.